Imagine this. It's a quiet morning. The markets are calm. Bitcoin hasn't moved much, and the entire crypto world feels asleep. But underneath all that silence, something powerful is brewing. Something that most people aren't even paying attention to. And that something is VeChain. Now, before you scroll away thinking this is just another altcoin hype story, hear me out. Because what I'm about to tell you could be one of the most overlooked opportunities in this market right now. We're talking about a project that's been building for years, backed by some of the biggest names in global business, and yet it's still trading at just a few cents. VeChain, or VT, isn't your average crypto. It's not one of those projects that promise the world with fancy white papers and no product. This one actually delivers. In fact, VeChain is quietly solving one of the biggest real-world problems: supply chain transparency. Think about the billions of dollars lost every year because of counterfeit goods, fake medicines, unreliable logistics, and broken tracking systems. That's the problem VeChain decided to tackle. And the way it's doing it is nothing short of revolutionary. From luxury brands to car manufacturers and even governments, VeChain's technology is already in use today. BMW uses VeChain for verifying car data integrity. Walmart China uses it for food traceability. PwC, one of the biggest auditing firms in the world, works hand in hand with VeChain to help companies integrate blockchain into their supply chain systems. And yet, with all these partnerships, the price of VeChain is still sitting below 5 cents. Now, tell me, does that sound like a fair value for a project with that kind of reach and credibility? Of course not. It's undervalued. Massively undervalued. But that's exactly what makes this the perfect accumulation phase. Because this is how smart investors move. They accumulate when the market is quiet, when the noise is gone, when nobody's talking about it. And if you've been in crypto long enough, you know how these cycles go. There's a time to panic. There's a time to chase. And then there's a time to quietly buy and hold. VeChain right now is in that third category. Back in 2017, VeChain was just getting started. Then came the 2021 bull run. VeChain exploded from fractions of a cent to nearly 28 cents. It made people life-changing gains. And just like every great crypto story, after the hype faded, it went through the long, painful bear market. But what most people missed during that quiet phase was the relentless progress VeChain kept making behind the scenes. While other projects collapsed, disappeared, or gave up, VeChain doubled down. They refined their dual token system, where VD serves as the main token and VDHO powers the transactions. That design keeps the network stable and predictable. It means that as usage increases, demand for both tokens grows naturally. VeChain also started branching into new sectors like sustainability, carbon tracking, and healthcare data management. These aren't speculative ideas. These are active, operational systems that are being used by real-world companies right now. And here's the beauty of it all. VeChain is one of the few blockchains that's focused on merging Web3 with the real economy. They're not chasing trends. They're building infrastructure. So when the next wave of adoption comes, VeChain won't be catching up. It'll already be there waiting. Now, think about where we are in the market. Bitcoin having around the corner, the global economy pushing toward digital transformation, and institutions starting to explore blockchain utility beyond speculation. The stage is being set again. And when Bitcoin starts climbing, utility-based altcoins like VeChain are the ones that surprise everyone. Because what happens next is always the same. Retail investors rush in late. They see VeChain at 10 cents, then 15 cents, then 20 cents, and suddenly everyone wants in. But by then, the smart money has already been accumulating for months, quietly, without hype, right here at these levels. This is where most people miss it. They wait for confirmation. They wait for hype. But that's not how wealth is built in crypto. Wealth is built in silence, in moments just like this, when prices are low, when interest is low, when opportunity hides in plain sight. And that's what VeChain represents today. Opportunity. Real, tangible, long-term opportunity. Not just another speculative gamble, but a project with deep roots in real-world adoption that could easily retest its previous highs once the next bull cycle takes shape. Let's be honest, Nobody knows exactly when that next run will happen. But one thing is certain, it always comes. The crypto market always moves in waves. And the projects that survive the winters are the ones that dominate the summers. VeChain is one of those survivors. It's still here, still building, still growing. Imagine this. You wake up one morning a year or two from now. Bitcoin is surging, the entire market is heating up, and VeChain is back in the headlines. Suddenly, it's not a few cents anymore. It's 20 cents, 30 cents, maybe more. People will start asking, how did I miss that? But those who accumulate it now won't be asking that question. They'll already know the answer. This is the moment that tests patience and conviction. It's the phase where the impatient sell and the disciplined accumulate. VeChain doesn't need hype. It needs time. Because time is what turns quiet accumulation into explosive growth. So, as you listen to this, remember this moment. Because this, right here, right now, might be the point in history when VeChain's story begins its next chapter. The chapter where early believers are rewarded and the rest of the world finally wakes up to what this project has been building all along. Don't wait for crowd. Don't wait for headlines. Don't wait for the next pump to remind you what you already know. This is where you start buying and accumulating VeChain coin today. Because when the next wave comes, you'll be glad you did. Now, let's dive deep into the full details of VeChain. VeChain blockchain was launched in June 2016 as a private consortium chain with support from BitSE, a Chinese blockchain-as-a-service Baas company, and primarily focused on anti-counterfeiting and supply chain management through near-field communication, NFC, chips, radio frequency identification, RFID, tags, and quick response QR code. Early funding came from Fenbushi Capital, one of China's first blockchain-focused venture firms. This support laid the financial groundwork for VeChain's development. In 2017, the project launched an initial coin offering ICO that raised approximately $20 million through the sale of VN tokens, VeChain's original ERC-20 token. These funds were used to build out VeChain's proprietary layer, one blockchain, VeChain Thor, which launched in 2018. Strategic corporate investors soon followed. In 2018, DNB, a European business assurance organization, acquired a stake in VeChain and integrated its technology into their service offerings. Rather than relying on successive venture rounds, the project sustained itself through enterprise partnerships and its ICO reserves. In 2023, VeChain and Boston Consulting Group established a partnership under a similar premise, but with the goal of delivering a blockchain ecosystem that could solve sustainability challenges and demonstrate real-world adoption of decentralized applications.